So how do you know what you're allergic to? You test. A food allergy test through immunolabs, which is what we use, test for IgE, food allergies, instant anaphylactic, you ate a peanut, your throat swells up, you need an EpiPen. Most people know that they have those. But also it tests for IgG food allergies, which is chronic inflammatory responses that are delayed. It could be 3 hours, it could be 3 weeks, it could be 30 days after you eat that food, but it is going to cause 70 to 80% of your immune system to respond every time you eat that food. So you guys, that's going to cause tons of chronic inflammation in your gut. So no wonder all of us have these gut issues, bloating, gas, stomach pain, all these different issues because we're eating these foods that are inflammatory for us. And guess what? It can be foods that are healthy for other people. Avocados. I've seen kale pop up on people's food allergy lists. Black and white pepper, chicken, beef. I've seen all these things pop up for some of my patients. It's stuff that you would think, oh, this is healthy, but for them it's not. And you never know until you actually test. So Amber B, I have Hashimoto's and I've been in the gym for 13 weeks now, haven't lost a single pound. Tips. So for those of you who don't know what Hashimoto's is, it is an autoimmune condition where your immune system is making cells to attack your thyroid. Now, another thing that can commonly happen with Hashimoto's is now your thyroid has undergone this damage from your immune system attacking it, and it's starting to produce less and less hormone. That puts you into more of a hypothyroid state. And when you're hypothyroid, some of the common symptoms would be weight gain, fatigue, dry skin, brittle nails. Your hair starts falling out because you're not producing enough thyroid hormone to support your body's demand. Now, Hashimoto's is not actually a thyroid issue, you guys. It is an immune system issue. So something happened to trigger your immune system. It may be a chronic issue or it may be a very big immune stressor, but what it did was it led to your immune system thinking it needs to attack your thyroid. But you guys, your immune system isn't making a mistake. It is just doing what it's designed to do. So we need to find out what triggered your immune system to find out how you can adapt and you can take that stressor out so your body doesn't feel the need to keep attacking your thyroid anymore. Now, as far as how to lose weight if you are dealing with Hashimoto's, you know, there's a lot of Band-Aid things you can do to support your thyroid, which is great. There's a lot of great nutrients. Eating thyroid gland from cows. I like to take it in a thyroid glandular supplement, so it's liver and thyroid together in a pill. Freeze-dried from New Zealand beef. That is going to help give your body support. Like heals like is the theory. So eating those organs, we eat organ meats all the time. It gives you those nutrients to help heal and restore your body. Your body can use that for nourishment. Now, some other things is making sure you have iodine in your diet. Make sure you have selenium in your diet because those are essential. Zinc, make sure you have enough zinc in your diet to support that thyroid function. But if that destructive process is going on because of the autoimmune, you're just band-aiding the issue. You need to find out what triggered your immune system in the first place so that your thyroid can function the way it was meant to. And then your metabolism will function the way it was meant to because that's what that thyroid hormone does, is it supports healthy metabolism. So Amber, I would love to help you out. If you want more information, go through the link in our bio and schedule a 10-minute discovery call or a new patient appointment with myself, Dr. Jen, or Dr. Jared. We would love to help you out, guide you forward on those next steps. Get comprehensive thyroid testing, you guys. What you get from your medical doctor is typically TSH. TSH is thyroid stimulating hormone. You guys, TSH is not a thyroid hormone. It is a brain hormone that tells your thyroid to create hormones, but it doesn't actually tell us what your thyroid is doing. So you need more than TSH. You need T4 free in total, which is what your thyroid makes. You need T3 free in total, which is what your T4 will turn into within your liver so that your body can actually use that hormone. And then you need to get those antibodies checked as well. But then also reverse T3. Reverse T3 will interfere with your body's ability to use your thyroid hormones. So if you aren't getting all of those markers done and more, you are not getting comprehensive thyroid testing. And that's what we do for our patients here. We will measure all of those things for our patients because we want the whole picture. In addition to that, also getting your adrenal glands tested, because if your adrenal glands are fatigued and tired, that can lead to that weight gain as well, and it can mimic that hypothyroid. Tatiana, where do I go to test? So you can go through the link in our bio. You can schedule with one of us docs. We would love to help get you testing. Whether you're local to the Woodbury, Minnesota area or you are not local, we can still see you via the phone as well. So what we do at our new patient appointments, if you are in person, we do an exam, we do history, a full spine x-ray, because we want to see the structure of your spine, but also look for signs of inflammation that can guide us forward on what would be the best testing for you. And then at the end of the appointment, we go over our recommended tests for you. With the online, with the over the phone new patient appointment, it's exactly the same thing, except we can't do x-rays. But we'll walk you through where to get the testing done. We would ship it out to you and walk you through it every step of the way. Samantha J, any advice on alopecia? So alopecia, that one is going to be more autoimmune in nature as well. So my biggest advice is let's find out what is stressing your immune system out. That's the biggest thing. Whether it's a gut infection like yeast, bacteria, parasites. I've seen that for so many of my patients that have experienced alopecia. And it's really, there's some type of infection that's triggered it. Epstein-Barr, Lyme. But also think about the environment you live in. Do you live in a moldy environment? Have you been bit by a tick? Think about mental stress. Are you mentally stressed all the time? Because that's going to stress out your immune system as well. And then are there physical stressors? And that's where we have to get that testing done. So when it comes to any kind of autoimmune, I do recommend starting to avoid inflammatory foods right away, like gluten, dairy, sugar, soy, and inflammatory oils like canola oil, vegetable oil. Those things are in general inflammatory to everyone. And if you have an autoimmune issue, you more than anyone else needs to figure out how to reduce your inflammation and calm that immune system down. But also you need to find out what triggered that response in the first place. All right, you guys, greeting from New Jersey Patsy's Restaurant. Well, hello. Okay, so I've had brain fog and dizziness ever since I took antibiotics last year. Any tips? Yeah, so when you take an antibiotic, what does that do? It will kill everything. So it doesn't just kill the bad bacteria, which we're thankful that it does. Very thankful that we have antibiotics for those emergency situations. But it's also going to kill your good bacteria as well. And now your gut is susceptible to pathogenic bacteria and infections. So it's more susceptible to bacterial infections, but also extremely susceptible to yeast infections because that antibiotic wasn't designed to kill yeast. It was designed to kill bacteria. So that's why so many people after having an antibiotic may get a yeast infection after. So some tips I would say is get your stool tested. So a 3-day stool test is amazing because it is going to check your good bacteria. Are they overgrown or undergrown? Do you have any infections that are pathogenic or opportunistic, like a bacteria, a yeast, or a parasite that got in because the good bacteria were down and your defenses were down? But also it can check in on how well is your upper digestion, because you guys, if you do not have enough stomach acid to break down your foods, you also don't have enough stomach acid to sterilize your foods to prevent you from getting infections in the first place. So making sure that your upper digestion is working properly is also important. So that would be one potential first step. I can't tell you exactly what would be the right testing for you unless we did a new patient appointment, but that is one very beneficial tool for patients who are experiencing issues post antibiotics. So antibiotics, they do wipe out everything, and your gut bacteria is so important. It helps with your immune system. It helps with your mental health because there's a huge gut-brain connection. There are millions and trillions of cells between your brain and your gut that allow for communication, which is why when you take an antibiotic, it can lead to brain fog, it can lead to anxiety, it can lead to potentially contributing to things like depression. So it's important to understand the role that your good bacteria plays in your mental health as well. All right, Nelson Dragon, what about bleach? Don't recommend it. Meg's mom, oh spicy, love some good info. I love it. I love that you're on here, you guys. And if you're liking this live, go ahead and tap the screen. That gets us out to more and more people. And then if you have any health-related questions at all, it could be hormone-related, gut-related, kid-related, whatever you have on your mind, you can put them down in the comment below, and I'll do my best to answer that for you. If I get a lot more comments, I'll stay live for longer. If I don't really get a lot of more comments, I'll be off here in the next 5 minutes or so. All right, Kristen with a K. Absolutely awesome. Sanders, I have ileostomy, gastroparesis, AIH, weakness. Any tips for working out with weights? I don't have any specific recommendations for you on how to do that with all of those issues. The biggest thing is we need to figure out what led to you needing to get that ileostomy, what led to the gastroparesis, because you've had procedures done to help. But if you haven't gone after the stressor, that stressor is still there, and it can lead to more and more issues down the road. Now, that fatigue is likely, there could be some impact on your overall digestion and your ability to absorb nutrients. So checking in on that with a stool test is a possibility. Gastroparesis, have you been adjusted by a chiropractor before? Because those nerves that go to your stomach and go to your intestines, if there is a big physical stress on your nervous system, that can be affected, and getting that adjustment will help take the physical stress off your nervous system so it can work at its very best.